All right, it is 11:30 p.m. and I gotta get ready to go to the gym. Why 11:30 p.m.? Not because I want to. I have 5 kids and they got a lot going on, and so that's where 11:30 p.m. comes in. But yeah, you can see all the craziness behind me. 5 kids. Anyways, I'm starting. I just wanted to jump on here and record this first workout. I don't know if it's workout, but today's an upper body day, which is interesting. I have a strange, long journey with working out and with the gym. I grew up working out, like I grew up training a lot. My dad kind of instilled that in me, and I spent many years from middle school, pretty much middle school on, training for sports, and so that's what I did. You know, you can ask anyone that was around me when I was younger that all I did was work out. Like, wake up in the morning, work out, shower, go to class, lunchtime, figure out a way to work out, practice, after practice, do some sort of workout. I just was a gym rat, but not anymore. You know, I'm not a gym rat no more. Haven't been one for years, actually, and it's actually one of my biggest regrets. You know, so when I was in college, you know, after I finished college, I came home, and I actually remember the time. I think it was probably I want to say 10 years ago or so, that I went to the gym. It was Powerhouse Gym in Hawai'i, if you know Powerhouse Gym, and I was power cleaning, right? So I was power cleaning from the hang, and it was great. Power cleaning, getting some weight up, but that day it just felt really heavy. Like, I don't know what it was. Mentally, I was just shot. I had finished playing already, and I was getting that weight up, but I looked in the mirror, and if you are at a Powerhouse Gym, at the time, there weren't a lot of people doing Olympic lifts out there. I was doing them just because that's how I trained for football. That's how, you know, that's the programs I was on. They had power cleaning, deadlifting, not for, you know, bodybuilding or, you know, isolating muscle groups or anything. It was just part of the programs that I did growing up. And yeah, it felt super heavy. And after probably towards the end of just that workout, I just looked in the mirror and I was like, man, I am dying in here, and I got no sports to play, right? I had finished like 6 months before. I'm like, I'm not playing any sports. What am I even doing this for? I didn't really have a vision for where I'm gonna be now. You know, I was just like, I feel like I'm wasting my time working out this hard. And so I just stopped. Like, I went to the front desk, I canceled my membership. I remember the guy being just trying to tell me, like, are you sure you want to cancel? We can just pause it or postpone it, and then you can just sign up and you don't need to pay a fee. I knew I was never coming back. And I was like, you know, I don't need you to hold any fees. Like, I just canceled my membership altogether. I canceled it, walked out, never went back. Now, over the years though, you know, since that day, I have lifted, I have worked out, but not to the same intensity. I have been doing jiu-jitsu for a long time. Not great, you know what I mean? Just average Joe. But over that time of not being consistently working out and not working out with the same intensity, I, you know, gained a lot of weight, lost, I was losing steps already by then. And that's another story. But yeah, so just gained weight, haven't worked out, it was hard to get that mentality back. It's hard to get that grind back, you know? I was raised with it, like no lie. Like anybody that plays sport at any level, you're in high school, you're in college, you have to work, you know. You have to grind at some level, unless you're just naturally talented, which I wasn't, you know. I was short, slow, not athletic, and so I had to make that up in the weight room, and that's what I did. But when I didn't have, you know, athletics to kind of push me, and I wasn't playing no intramural, nothing, you know. Yeah, I just stopped altogether, and yeah, I kind of wish I didn't, but no sense thinking about that right now, right? I got to get in the gym. But I got some challenges to getting back. So when I stopped, a little bit of my journey is in high school when I was playing. I wasn't the most athletic kid, but I worked as hard as I could. But I got hurt a lot. So starting my junior year, I tore my rotator cuff in my left shoulder that required surgery. I came back in time to start the next season camp, my senior year camp. I played the whole season with my torn rotator cuff with a whole harness strapped and locked in. And right after the season, I got surgery, rehabbed that. I was able to get back to train for my senior year. I was able to get back to camp at the time. And the first scrimmage back, my senior year, I tore my right rotator cuff. So I tore that. And I played the whole season with two just messed up shoulders, really. My left one was all right. It never felt quite the same, but it's good. But in college, right, that kind of train, that injury bug just followed me in college. And so I got hurt a lot. Torn hamstring, broken foot, broken wrists, torn shoulders, tore them again. And so I recently got surgery on my right shoulder, and that shoulder, I got surgery because it's so bad that they said I actually need a shoulder replacement. The arthritis is bad. It's just all messed up. And so my son, he plays quarterback right now. He likes throwing the football. He likes throwing the baseball. I can't throw anymore. I got it surgically repaired, and I got to throw underhand still. That's how bad my shoulder is. And I couldn't get a shoulder replacement. Well, I could have, but if I got one, they only last 20 years or so. I think that's what my doctor said, the surgeon said, but they only last 20 years. And so I'm looking at 54 before I can get another, at 54, I'd have to look to get another one, which would have been a major problem. And so I didn't get that. And so even though I'm starting like in this gym, like I'm trying to get back in the gym, trying to get back working out, get into a good flow. I've been working out kind of steady for the last 2 weeks. It's a challenge, right? Because my body's not what it used to be. Like all the injuries have caught up to me, and it's not an excuse, it's just a reality. And so I thought it would be cool. I see a lot of gym videos out there of people working out and they're in shape and they look strong, and I'm sure they're putting in a lot of work. But for me, I got an interesting challenge in that I got to get back to it and somewhat have lost that dog that I used to have. And at the same time, I want to get it back, but I can't push in the same way I used to. Physically, I'm not able to with my shoulders. Thankfully, by God's grace, my knees are good. So I haven't hurt my knees really bad. Actually, my left knee, somebody heel hooked me in jiu-jitsu, little guy, heel hooked me, and my knee's been kind of unstable ever since. It's been about a year. But it's stable enough, it's stable enough for me to move some weight in the lower half of my shoulder my shoulders is what's killing me. But yeah, so because I got all the kids, I have to go to the gym at this hour, and I've been talking so much. So let me go to the gym, which is, oh yeah, here, let me show you the gym. It's right here. Built a home gym, right? So I got the rack right there. We got the little glued ham right there. Boom. And you can tell just how I train. So we built this gym in this house, in my garage. And it's nothing special. It's nothing crazy. Bought this rack in 2019. Haven't really used it that much, but for $750 used, pretty good for Hawaii. Got a set of dumbbells in here, horse stall mats on the ground, and yeah, got all the weight I need. Rogue Echo bike, hate that thing. And so one of the reasons that, if you just set this up right here, one of the reasons that I built this gym, you might be thinking like, man, why'd you build the gym and you don't look like you're in the gym? Well, let me just tell you why. So when I grew up, again, all the craziness behind me. When I grew up, my dad like bought me a Sports Authority, like one of the all-in-one gyms. And so it was like, you had the lat pull down, the low row, it was plate loaded. And he got me a little bench, dumbbells all the way up to, I think 50s, might have been 50s. He got me that, a barbell, 45s, 35s, 25, 15s, 10s, 5s, change plates and all that. And so my dad got me a gym, and that gym was where I learned to work out, right? That gym, like we had friends over lifting all the time, and we weren't like, it wasn't like anything spectacular, but it was a gym. It was some weights. And so where I grew up, you know, not a lot of kids can afford gym memberships or have access to gyms. And so my thought was, I still live in the same area that I grew up in, and just a little, you know, just a little bit away from where I grew up, but in the same city. And my thought was I would build this gym and my kids would be able to use it, and they would have like the sickest gym to train with all their buddies. I've trained a few athletes in here over the years, and so I didn't use it as much, but I trained some athletes in here who are in college right now. But my bigger reason for building this gym was that my kids, just like my dad got me a gym, and I wanted my kids, my boys and my daughters, to have a gym that they could work out in. We got jiu-jitsu mats in here. And so my goal is to turn this whole thing into a garage gym if the missus and the bank account will allow, which currently it will not. But yeah, you know how inflation is. But that's what I wanted from the gym. I thought, man, I had a gym and I spent so many hours in there and had so many friends over, and it was such a blessing to my friends and to me that I wanted to make one for my son. So the only thing I'm missing in here, which is a problem for my shoulders, is lat pull down. I don't have any cable rolls or anything like that, and so I gotta make do with like rubber bands and things like that. My hope is, I saw a rack that Rogue came out with, and I'm saving. I want to save for it, but a rep, just one of those built-in, like just to save space, like cable pulleys built into the rack. But yeah, so that's unfortunate because my shoulder's so messed up. But I make do, and you're gonna see me modify some workouts and some lifts. So today's the upper body day. I'm gonna be doing some benching, and again, my shoulders are messed up, but the good thing about it is it's just arthritis. But my shoulders, my muscles, I'm still stable. So I can still stabilize and still push. But anything overhead, it really, really hurts super bad. But it's just pain, you know? It's gonna hurt anyway, so I might as well lift. But yesterday I did legs. So I squatted, just did reps of 10 just because I'm getting back into it. So squatted. Got some good depth, did some glute ham raises, weighted glute ham raises, and good mornings for the posterior, and then some Bulgarian split squats, and then ended with some core. And again, I'm training like how I know how to train, and so I don't know any other way. I never did bodybuilder type isometric isolating body parts type of training before. I just train like how I remember how to train. And so that's what I got. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a bad thing, but it's it's all I have in my head. I've trained for sport. Unfortunately, I have no sports that I play right now. I watch a lot of kids sports. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So upper body day, working with the shoulders. I'm probably gonna bench. Definitely gonna bench. Definitely gonna do some triceps, something with dumbbells, maybe some, some dumbbell presses somehow. Definitely some rows, just dumbbell rows, get a lot of reps in. And then, yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the workout goes. Maybe hit some forearms, I'm not sure. But the gym is right here. So 11:30, all this talking that I did, it would have taken me that amount of time to just drive to a gym, and I would be paying for that. So I don't want to pay for that. I just want to lift here at my house. I'm going to jump on. After that though, I'm going to ride the bike. Again, trying to get healthy. I guess that's another thing. Going back to my story, I keep trying to lay the foundation here. But I think I was able to walk away from the gym because I didn't really care about how I looked when I was working out, you know? Like, it was all about performance. It was all about having a goal. And so even right now, my goal isn't like to look a certain way or anything like that. My goal is just to be in shape and to work hard and to get a little bit of that spark. And my hope is that in the time that we're doing this, that my kids, so my sons, are getting to the place, like in several years, they're gonna be using this gym probably way more than me. I hope to meet them at that point where we both can work hard. So I want to be their first training partner and be ready to go. And so we're going to see them turn into some savages, but I got to turn into a savage first again, you know, but I've tasted it before. I got a little taste of the glory. I just got to taste it again. We'll see how it goes. So starting off, just got to get it on this little bike, Rogue Echo bike. And I just realized something. It's pretty strange. Is the left side of my headphones, it don't work. Yeah, so I only got a right side, and it's probably super windy right now. That's what's happening though. Yeah, super. We got to do better, you know. We got to do better. We got to do better than this. This is unfortunate. Listening to this music from one side, but yeah, so I jump on the Echo bike probably like 10 minutes, just get a warm up, and then gonna hit this upper body day. One of the things I saw was that I kind of liked was the Wenning, what's his name? Wenning warm-ups, which is basically like essentially going through some of the movements you're already going to go through. So upper body day, you'd want to hit like warm up with maybe some like dumbbell benches, really light, 4 sets, 25, hit 4 sets of 25 of some sort of tricep thing, which I would probably do with bands, maybe some face pulls. I don't actually know the science of it. I don't know. Like I said, I just heard about it, just started doing it. So that's probably what I do. And I don't even know if I remember it correctly. But that's just what I do. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Like I said, I have no plan for my workouts, but when you're in the shape I'm in, you don't really need a plan. Like, you just gotta get moving. You just gotta do something, you know? Which is great. Like, if you're out of shape, well, you can literally just walk. You don't even have to do this. Just get up and walk. You should be fine. Anything's better than what you're doing. The other thing that's challenging right now for me is my job. One, I do production. And so I'm always doing videos, photos, media stuff for other people, and now myself. But I'm also a pastor, so I spend a lot of time writing. I spend a lot of time reading. And so all of those things are kind of challenges. And I also meet with a lot of people. And so as a part of my job, I'm at a desk, and I'm sure I could be walking at that desk like I see some people do, but I don't. And so I'm seated a lot, you know? And so those are just some challenges. But it just means that I probably have to get it more in this gym, right? Oh, by the way, I ordered that piece from somebody on Instagram during COVID. Sick work. Gotta love the stars and stripes. And so that's kind of a, yeah, warm up. Out of shape, your life's easy in a sense. Just get out and move. That's the good thing about being where we're at, right? All those other people, if they're in shape, they gotta figure all these nuances to stress their body out. I'm stressed doing this, and I ain't even lift yet. I ain't even warm up yet. So, yeah. Sorry about the wind. If it's bad, I will leave it in. So, yeah. And I'm at the point too where, like I said, I just started working out again. But I probably have to watch my diet a little more to get some gains, you know? And by gains, I mean cuts. You know what I mean? Like, I got a lot of stuff to lose. So, yeah. But we ain't getting into that yet. We're just trying to move first. Let's move. We can think about the fuel later. All right. So I looked it up. Thank you, YouTube. But the winning warm-ups helps increase your conditioning, your GPP, general physical preparedness. It helps potentiate weak muscles, which I don't know what potentiate means. Sounds like potential, which means gives you more potential, maybe, and helps you balance out muscle groups. So those weak muscles that you don't really use too often, maybe something like triceps push downs, maybe things that you don't do on a regular basis. You can work on those things through these warm-ups. So I don't know. I don't know, guys. What I'm saying is this. I tried it one time and I really, really liked it. And so I'm gonna do it. Like I said, I'm just trying to move. I ain't even doing the kind of weight that I'm gonna get hurt with, so it doesn't matter. Let's go. So if you are doing the kind of weight you're gonna get hurt with, whatever, save yourself. But for me, not that much. Now, this is what I was talking about. I don't have any pull down things, right? And so one of the things I've been using are these bands, and they kind of help, I guess. Yeah, so I use these bands. I got these band pegs, and I'll literally like just stick them up here. I'm super short, so not super short, bro. 5'9", it's pretty good. Pretty above average, or maybe average. But this is just kind of how I get by for now until I get a lat pull down, a low row, some cable machine. Like I said, I've seen some interesting pieces of equipment that have them all built in. So if I gotta do lats, this is basically what I'm doing. Like, just make do with what you got. And again, I'm not that strong. I don't even know if this is the right way to do it. This is just what I do. So yeah, you'll see. This is just what I do. So here we go. So I will sit down on the ground like this and grip. 25. Now, this might not be enough weight. Who cares? Definitely not enough weight. I don't care. I just don't care. So one thing, and I'll probably just crank out some dumbbell presses. One of the things that I didn't talk about is that I guess I do have roots in bodybuilding, because my dad was actually a bodybuilder himself. So the initial way I started training was basically a beginner version of bodybuilding. Neutral grip, dumbbell presses. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. So I'm gonna take these headphones off because they don't work. Here's the crazy part. about being at this level is that sitting on the ground like that is basically a core workout for me. Feels like I'm doing core. I have to stabilize. All the little stuff that you take for granted when you were playing, I can't take them for granted anymore. I used to laugh at all the little warm-ups. I used to laugh at like the little things we would do to work on little muscles that stabilize. And can't laugh at those anymore because they're a lot harder now. I don't know. Yeah, can't laugh at those anymore. And I think for the winning warm-ups, I do think that these are a little heavy for me, and these are only 45, but we got 4 sets of 25, and I ain't tripping enough to go too ham on it. So like stuff like this, it's like this neutral grip with my shoulder. It feels like nothing's wrong with my shoulder. Like that's what it feels like. But anything like this, I've got no strength. Like I got no strength here, and this is like what my shoulder can do. Like this right here. I'm sitting down. Like I got nothing here. So goes up normal by my ear. It's fine. Back. It's not the best. I still hurt it. Still had to get surgery on it. But this one is just. This is crazy right here. Not only is it tight, probably didn't rehab it as good as I needed to. It was during COVID, so the medical professionals weren't caring about me. Shoulder surgery, who cares? Got a sniffles, we'll take care of that person, but nobody's taking care of surgeries. Just gotta make sure that the shoulder's right. Whew. That bad boy is tight, yo. I'm tempted to like not even use it. That's the problem. Because if I don't use it, it's probably just gonna get worse and worse, and you know, so kind of like a scissors. You know, I used to had a teacher in 6th grade. Never forgot that example. PE teacher talk about if you use the scissors every day, and right, which one's gonna be better in 10 years. The scissors that you're using every day is gonna get worn out a little bit. It's gonna definitely not look the best, but it's still gonna be able to move in 10 years. Whereas the scissors that never moves, never gets going, never stressed, that scissors just won't do very well, right? That scissors will just be stuck in place, rusted up. And so she was telling us in 6th grade, man, that you gotta move. You gotta move. So it's pretty wild that I remember that. Yeah. See, this thing is just so much better. Shoulder sucks. Right shoulder sucks. Better than not having a shoulder though. Not having a shoulder would be absolutely worse than what I got going on. And I know, I've seen some people on the internet that don't have a shoulder, and they complain way less than me. Darn. I just realized I actually wanted to clean today. Not clean. I know the garage does look like it has to be cleaned, but clean. Power clean. I'm already too deep, so we're just gonna get it. And my form will probably look tragic on the first video, so that's a good thing. We will get to that point though, but I can't shoot my elbow forward. That's the other thing. I can't get it up and shoot that forward like I used to with the same. Yeah, but who knows? Maybe I get there, man. Who knows? Anything is possible except that which is impossible. I was thinking about this as I was lifting, is if you do see this video and you are an athlete, or you are just kind of in a good rhythm and you're thinking about just slowing down a little bit, I would say don't. You know, just keep going. Take the time. You know, you're gonna be glad you did. Yeah, I know a lot of guys that have been like me and just stopped. I know a lot of guys like that. But I also know a few, and I say a few, who just didn't stop. And it's way easier to not stop, you know. Like if you're an athlete, you spend so many years like getting to the point where you are, you just assume that it's always like that. You assume that you're always gonna be in that kind of shape, that you assume that you just are where you are. You don't realize all the work that you took to get to that point. And it was a lot of work. It's years, you know, from when you're a kid, working out, running around. And so you don't want to lose that, you know. You don't want to get to the point where you got to build back up. And so, yeah, I would say that you don't stop. Whatever you do, don't stop, you know. It's not worth it. It's not worth it having to work, get back to this point. And when I say this point, I don't mean this point. But dude, it is fun. It is fun to hear the clanging of the iron, right? Like, if you got some steel plates, get it. I got bumpers here because garage. But if you can get some clanging, if you can get some metal in here, hear some of that, you know, that clanging, and feel like it adds to the mental, because that's part of what we're doing in here, right? A part of it is a mental thing. Like, bruh, why lift and why work out and why grind if you don't feel like a savage when you're lifting, you know? And being a savage in here, it's not what it used to. Like, it's not about moving so much weight. You're not in a competition, but you're doing it for yourself, you know? You're doing it to feel good. And for me, you know, hey, God gave me this body. God gave me this ability to still move, and I have to use it. You know, that's what I tell myself. I have to use it to glorify God. And that's just me. It doesn't have to be you. And if you're not, but you're working out, let me just say this. That's called common grace. That you get to lift, and God sustains you too. Even if you don't believe. Even if you don't believe in God, He's sustaining you. That's how good He is. Right? The Bible says He causes the rain to fall on the just and the unjust. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a good thing. Do some triceps now. So this bencher, he was a West Side guy. So training with Louis Simmons. I used to do JM presses a lot, which is kind of like a modified close grip bench. But yeah, I don't know what these are called, but I like these exercises. I think these are demo presses. So you bend the dumbbell in and you kind of go to your chest and up. 1, 2. I feel like it hit harder when I had biceps. Hey man, I don't know if I'm doing that right, but what I know is my triceps feel tight. So I don't know if I'm doing it right, but if my tricep feels like it's working, I don't know. You know, I feel like that's a good thing. So yeah, the triceps feel right. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Louis Simmons and the West Side method, but it just so happened when I was coming up in training, the guys that I ended up training with happened to be guys that were heavily influenced by Louis Simmons. And so there was always, you know, like one really heavy lift, say a deadlift, a bench, a squat, something like that. And those are always supplemented by, you know, other exercises which were higher reps. So you did, like, say you did squats, then you would do sometimes right after a squat, maybe a split squat, and that would be like maybe 5 reps. So the squat was like heavy, 3 reps, 3, 2, 1, and then a split squat. Like I said, I don't know if this is good or anything. And then jump on the accessories, which would be like a glute ham raise for like 10 to 15 reps, and then another, you know, whatever accessory lift as well. And I'm not saying I know it very well, but that really kind of helped me. And it could have just been, like I said, when you're a kid and you see just a lot of gains when you just get stronger. And so it could have just been that I was just getting stronger, you know, as a kid. But that's like the only way. Like I said, a lot of the people that influenced me, and Chris Kadowski, Chris, if you ever see this, which you probably never will, guys like that who just kind of trained me as a kid. That was what I was used to. So that's how I train. And like I said, I don't know if it's good. It's just what I know. And so we'll see if that all changes. But it's a good workout. And yeah, I just hope that we can keep this going, you know, and that it leads to at least some changes, you know, some good things. My upper body feels like I feel good. I feel jacked right now. Yeah, I feel jacked right now. So that's good. Keep it moving, keep it moving. But thank you guys so much.